welcome to another zellen art class. My name is Preston, and today we're going to be working on canvas stretch, and I'm going to prepare the background in a blue because we want today's painting to be basically a blue painting. But I'm not just going to paint a flat acrylic blue here. I'm going to use this roller on a sponge roller to apply the paint. So here we've got a bit of zellen, what's it called, blueberry, lovely colour, and we're going to just add it to the roller in quite generous amounts. And what we're looking for here is not to make it a flat, dull background that has no life. We're going to try and give it a bit of energy, a bit of variation. So it doesn't matter how we do it. We want highlights in areas and we want solid bits in other areas. So what I'm going to do is we've already used all of that paint. I have to be a little more generous with my application. Really put on quite a lot, soak this. So we're just looking again for our blue painting, but with some highlights in areas. So already we start making the painting not just flat, but have vibration, sometimes very thin, got sort of prickles on it, little stands, and straight away we'll take a little bit of a different blue. We're just getting our blue background to become interesting. So now I'm using a straight again from the zellen range. I am just going to put on, it's like tractor tread marks, just to keep building up the variation. So say, we can leave that drip, that'll cause something later. So I'm just adding some texture here, a little bit of texture. These are all which will help me later. Give me a few variations. You see little areas like that, these drips, something will happen there. And if I don't like them now, I can just smear them in a bit and stop them if I like, but I don't mind them. This area will already start having layers of interest, because what your eye is looking for is something to concentrate on, something to see through. So your subject keeps building on top of this. So you see there's a nice little sponge, very effective. So now what I'm going to do is, and we're painting wet on wet, so everything is a continual, just an addition of wet paint onto wet paint, allowing me to blend on the canvas itself. So, we're finished with our blueberry now, and I got a nice blue the other day. What goes with blue? So, what colour do we see now? We can start doing some brush work now. So let's take something that'll go with blue. This will go nicely, and this is a colour called jacaranda. This is just like the Pretoria jacarandas. Again, a Zellcraft product. So there we've got our jacaranda down, and we now look for another colour. This is a lovely pink, sort of a dirty pink. And then to help your colours blend with each other, obviously you can use the same brush. So already when I dip this brush into the dirty pink, I've already got one. I've got the colour blended on the brush already. So I'm busy imagining that this painting will be in a room with similar colour, either the background wall or a room that needs cooling, that is next to the sea, that needs some blue. Right, so now we're looking for our next colour. Your complementary colour to blue is orange. So there's a sort of an orange, and I just see, yes, no, that will definitely go. And then you add what? Wow! Now we can start. So what we're going to do now is take some white, take a cleanish brush, because our white is going to be sort of purish, and quite a loaded brush. Boom, cha! So we can start seeing that. Don't overwork your. You're just looking for where to put some highlights, how to make the painting come alive. You know, if it's too, it's going to die on you if you haven't got some energy coming out of it. Remember, your state of conscience is not actually caring about what you are doing. You almost have to have an attitude that everything you're doing will be perfect. You don't have to say, oh, I think I'm making a mistake, and am I qualified to do this work? That's not what it's about. It's about trusting your instinct, trusting your vision. And there's a vision involved. I'm not planning it. It's telling me what it wants to do. And all I do is listen. Listen through my eyes. I look and I listen. There is no intellect, therefore why do you need your mind? It's got nothing to do with your mind. Add some blue over it, or bring our blue back, or give it some pink, or whatever colour we think it needs. Certain areas start becoming standards in a painting that tell you the rest of the painting needs to look like that part, because that's the best part. Helping that white come in, strengthen that, strengthen that. Strengthen that. Because the white starts on the left, I pull the white from the left to this side so that it remains in the same rhythm across the canvas. So here we come to add the final touches to this happening painting. So keep your fingers crossed that what I'm going to do now adds to it and doesn't actually ruin the painting. I'm going to try a little jacaranda. We've used this colour slightly here before, and I just want to somehow put a little bit in. One stroke, two, three. That's quite a nice one there. Your paint must be at the right consistency when you're doing this type of flick work. You've actually got quite a lot of control over the splattering technique. You can literally, you know, if I want a little repeat down there, don't put a lot on my brush. Aim it, just put it where you want it, the intensity you want it at. You could put little stripes as well. I'm just going to put another little highlight, maybe even across that. So not a lot, just on the tip. And now and again you can just pull it, and so that, I think, now has finished that painting. As I say, whether I've ruined it or not, I don't know. Here we come to the finishing process. What I've done here was add some rooibos tea, and I'm going to add my glazing liquid to it, quite a lot. Gives me a sort of a sepia brown liquid. So what we're going to try and do with this now is just soften our whites. I'm going to put it up at it. This has got to be evenly put on throughout, so that, because it is a glazing medium, it's going to give it a matte glaze. We'll come back later just to see that it's dry, but I will leave it drying flat. Let's do it. And now finally we take a look at the finished product with the overglaze in mixed with rooibos tear, just to take our whites down and make the whole painting blend in and look like a unified surface. Let's take a closer look. Just panning across to give you an idea of the surface textures. So every time you crop it, you can almost get another painting entirely.